Okay, this video shows a sample tracing of the Gale Shapley algorithm. So you see at the left hand side, if you see the algorithm, on the right is an example with two sets, a set of men, M1, M2, and M3 with their preference lists, and a set of women, W1, W2 with their preference lists. Okay, if we look at line 1 in the algorithm, it says that everybody is free. So they're all free. So I'll set all of them to being free, free, and free. Well, there is a man M who is free and hasn't proposed. All right, so there is such, I'm on line 3, I'm asked to choose such a man. So I'm going to choose man, let's choose M3. And the highest ranked woman on that list for him is W2. Alright, so if W2 is free and W2 is free, they're all free, so I now have a pair. So M3 is matched with W2. And M3 is no longer free, and furthermore, he has done a proposal to the first woman on the list. So I'll remove that one, and W2 is no longer free. Alright, so keeping track of what I've done. Alright, the next one, I've done one iteration of the loop. I'm on line 2 and I'm looking for a man that is free. Okay, I have 2 that I can choose from. I'm randomly going to choose one, and I'll choose M1. So the next iteration, I have M1, and M1, the first one that is still left on the preference list, is W1. So he will do a proposal, and W1 is free, so they become matched. So I have M1 is matched with W1, and I have to make sure that this proposal is recorded. M1 is no longer free, and woman 1 is no longer free either. Alright, next iteration. So there's only one man that is left that is free, so that's the one that's going to be removed or considered next. So M2, and the one that's first in the preference list there is W1, and we'll do a proposal there. Alright, so I've done this proposal. I'll remove this. So W1 is not free, so I move into the else statement that starts on line number 7. So who is she currently engaged to? W1 is engaged to M1. So we have a triangle going here. So if W refers this M2 to W1, sorry, if she prefers man 1, so if I look at woman 1's preference list, who does she prefer to be matched with? M2, who is currently proposing, or M1, who is she currently is matched with? And she prefers M2. So what happens is this matching is removed. The matching that is there is removed, and instead W1 is matched with man number 2. This means that man number 2 is no longer free, but man number 1 has become free now, so I put an F beside there. Alright, so there is one iteration done. There, I'm back to line number 2. There is a man M who is free, namely M1. Alright, so now I have M1, and who's next on his preference list is W2. So he will do a proposal to W2. W2 is already matched with man number 3. So now I have to look, and let's make this clear. Man 1 is now proposing to woman 2, and woman 2 has these 2 as preferences. So she prefers, I'm looking at man number 3 and man number 2. In this case, she prefers man number 3, so nothing changes. So the pairs stay the same, and M1 remains free. Alright, so another iteration done. I go back to line number 2, and I'm looking for somebody who is free. Again, I have man number 1 is free, and the next one on his list is woman 3. Woman 3 is free, so I get the matching man 1 with woman 3. This proposal is done. He is no longer free. The woman is no longer free. And another iteration is done. There is no longer a man who is free. So the algorithm is done, and the set of engaged pairs is this, and that is what will be returned.